May I have a motion for the approval of the board meeting agenda, please? Moved by Flo.
I'll second it.
Second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The first item tonight is HB Student Project, the Veterans Honor Flight.
Good evening. I am very honored to be here to introduce to you an HB 5th grader, Mitchell Conklin. Mitchell came to me the week before school opened this year with a letter and a list of things that he would like to do for the school, with the school, and one of those on his list was a project about the honor flight. So I knew who to call to ask about how we could get involved with the honor flight. So I'm gonna turn it over to Mitchell so he can talk about what he did for HB with the students of HB, and now he's ready to share with you.
Good evening, members of the board and the public. My name is Mitchell Conklin. I'm a 5th grader at HBE and a resident of Port Jervis. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Bell back to Port Jervis. I look forward to having you here with us, and I know you will do great things. Second, I want to thank the school district for 2 years of a great summer program. I had a hard time coming back to school after the pandemic. I didn't want to leave my house or do anything or go to regular school, no less go to summer school for enrichment, but I'm glad I did. It helped me get back into the swing of things and enjoy life again. I liked it so much that I did it again this year. Thank you for the great program and the great teachers. Lastly, even though I am only 10, I want to do great things like I know Mr. Bell is going to do. That is what Port Jervis is all about. I'm going to make sure I show the Port Pride 5 in everything I do. The Port Pride 5 includes be kind, be honest, be respectful, be responsible, and the biggest one for me is be involved. I want to do great things. I'm here today to talk about a special program that my oldest brother, Michael, began when he was 10 like me. Our great friend, Dennis Simmons, did a lot with the Honor Flight back then. For those of you who do not know, the Honor Flight is a free program that takes veterans on a round-trip flight to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials. Michael had a soft spot for the veterans, since our grandfather was a paratrooper in World War II who was POW MIA for a year. Dennis and Michael worked together to make sure that each veteran on the Honor Flight received a thank you and a handmade blanket as a thank you for their service. The first few years, my family purchased 100 lap-size blankets with fleece, which Michael purchased himself. After that, we were able to get local donations, but still made some. It is a great feeling when you present the blanket and thank you to each veteran. They cry, they smile, they truly know how much they are appreciated when they get the blanket. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it really is. The Honor Flight, like everything else, was on pause for a bit, and now it is back, and we are back, and better than ever. Things are going to be done a little bit differently, starting with this flight. Each veteran will be presented with their blanket and thank you at the Lunch of Honor, so it is less hectic. Previously, my siblings would hand them out after the flight. The Lunch of Honor is a pre-flight luncheon where the veterans meet their chaperones and are able to mingle with their fellow veterans. So, starting with this flight, I'll be working with our own Flo Santini to make this happen again. She, as you know, is absolutely amazing, and I'm grateful to her. I will be presenting the blankets and thank yous to the veterans on this flight, and I would like you to join me if you could. This great interest of mine led me to speak with Mrs. Mesnick all about it. I told her how eager I was, and she allowed me to motivate HBE kids to make thank yous for the veterans. I am happy with how many I got. I have them here, and I would like to present them to our own Flo to use for the roll call for the veterans on this flight. I am sure she can tell you more about this great event. Finally, I want to thank you for letting me speak, and I look forward to doing more with you in the very near future. I know you have high school representatives on board, but you may want to consider a younger representative too. I can welcome ideas and things you would like me to work on with the youth of the area to help us show our Port Pride 5. I look forward to representing Port Jervis well at the Honor Flight and welcome you to come see what this fantastic organization has to offer. Thank you.
Yes,
No, you're supposed to say yes to photo op. Pretend you're gonna use her again.
Mitchell, that was an excellent presentation, and thank you for doing this project. It's terrific.
Thank you.
Next item are administrative reports. Dr. Excuse me? There's no public, no. We have none. First is Dr. John Bell, Superintendent of Schools.
Sorry, I didn't know now.
That's all right.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. First thing is that we're in week 3 of school. We're still working really hard to continue to try and iron out all the little bugs that are going on, but it's been a relatively quiet, knock on wood, 3 weeks considering all the move that we had to make all summer long with the middle schoolers. So I'm thankful to all the staff for everything they've been doing, as well as the staff at Quality Bus for making everything work. It wasn't easy when you reorganize all the bus schedules the way we did, but we appreciate everybody's help. Second thing, and probably it should have been first, is that for anybody who lives under a rock and doesn't know, we did get the bell back Friday night. It was a tremendous game, and we were down 19-6 in the middle of the third quarter and scored 27 straight points to win the game. So it was a great job by Coach Shaharsky, all the assistants, and all the players. And it's probably the biggest crowd I've seen in a high school football game in probably 30 years. It was unbelievable, the size of the crowd. And Middletown did a phenomenal job. They probably had 40 or 50 people working, their staff working, and then there was also Town of Wallkill and City of Middletown police officers, and they did a tremendous job. So, and at no time, I don't think anyone didn't feel safe. It was really a good environment, and it's quite a facility over there. It really is. It's nice to have the bell back. I told the story that I didn't know the bell used to be traded back and forth with the winning team. When I was a kid growing up, it always sat out here by the auditorium doors. And anytime I came to an event, I thought it was just another trophy that we had. And then my junior year, we lost. And I took the bell, and that's when I learned the hard way that it gets traded back. Believe me, when I was a senior, we got it back. But literally, I didn't know. And I looked back, and we had the bell from my kindergarten year all the way to my junior year, and we blew it. And so it was good to get it back. So I know how the boys feel, and the girls now, how they feel to get the bell back. It's a great thing. And it's a lot of pride. It's pretty amazing to think that our 2 schools have played more football games than any 2 schools in America, whether it be high school, college, or pro. No one has played more times than us. So that's pretty amazing. So it's the longest rivalry in American football. So that's really cool. Small town traditions are neat. The third thing is in your folders tonight is a sample resolution. Now that the emergency status in New York State is over regarding virtual meetings and things of that nature, if it is the pleasure of the board, we could put it on the agenda for the next meeting, that this resolution would allow board members to call in to meetings if they were not in town, say you're out on business or anything, or away on vacation and you want to participate in the meeting, you could virtually. The one necessity is you do have to have a quorum of 5 or more publicly or physically here, but if someone was away on vacation or a business trip, you could call in. So that's something for you guys to consider, and if you'd like for us to put it on the agenda for the next meeting, we could do that. It gives you a little flexibility. It doesn't say you have to, but it gives you the option in the future that if someone needed to call in, and you never know, if the winter or if someone's sick, you might have a hard time getting enough people, and it would be nice if 1 or 2 people were able to call in. So that's in your folder for you to look at. And finally, Natasha and I we were in meetings upstate, up above Albany for the last couple of days, and there's a lot going on at the state ed level. And there's a lot of commotion and a lot of changes to commissioners' regulations, particularly related to private schools, and they want us to oversee private schools that fall within your district, and it's very, very controversial. So I'm sure it'll go to the state Supreme Court, and they'll have some fights about it. There's a lot going on, right? There's a lot going on up there. They're trying to do a lot of things with teacher certification in order to try to increase the pool of candidates. One of the things that they're talking about is the process of reciprocity for people who are certified in other states. It's not easy to get your New York State certificate. And they're looking at ways how they can streamline that so that if someone is already certified in one of the other 49 states, how quickly could they be certified? And if I know New York, it's probably if you cut a check, they'll give you a cert. So we'll see what will happen. But there's a lot of things they're working on right now. And it was a very informative couple days upstate with all the supers and the assistant supers around the state. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bell. Next is our Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, Dr. Natasha Walker.
Thank you. I just wanted to also include with Dr. Bell, we had so many options for conferences at Mtss, and I think we just had to strategize how best we could get the information because there was so much. But any of the new regs that have come out, there's a lot we have to share with principals to make some adjustments of new regulations that just came out in the last couple weeks that are still being interpreted. So we'll give you some more information as we roll out this week. And I just want to let everyone know we are starting our district-wide committees. We had a nice response from our teachers and staff who want to be on committees, including the Education Committee, Professional Learning, Student Voice, and DEI committees that I run, as well as our safety and wellness committees that Mr. Tim also runs. And I just want to thank everyone in advance who take on this extra responsibility of teachers, staff, and our board members who sit on some of those committees as well. We'll try to accommodate in-person and remote options for folks who have to go home, but still want to participate, as well as some evening options for those committees that our board members and teachers might want to participate in. And for our high school and middle school students, although I think we need to start considering our elementary folks after tonight's presentation, for our student voice committees, if you're interested, our principals will be taking student interest in the near future, so we can start those up again this year. I would love to extend that invitation to our elementary schools. Sorry for putting you on the spot, but tonight was a testament of that need. So just watch for dates for our high school, middle school, and possibly our elementary school for what's coming out. And our first multi-tiered system of supports, which is known as Mtss district-wide training, begins next week. It's a year-long training that we partnered with PLC Associates. We also have Teachers College trainers coming in, working with our teams again this year, K through 8. And we are proud to introduce our literacy coaches. We have one that's on the agenda tonight, and we also have one for our elementary and one for our secondary. And they're going to be, that's okay. They'll be trained in our student-centered coaching framework, and will be included also in our MTSS teams and other district-level teams. One of our coaches, who is a current teacher who moved to the coach, Kim Michael, was also selected Monday. I'm trying to figure out what day it is today because we're she was selected to take part in the Cohort 2 Smart Schools Grant at OU Universities. And that will help her integrate technology, learn how to integrate technology into the curriculum as a turnkey trainer for the district. I also asked BOCES to reserve a spot to our new coach who's here tonight. So they are reserving a special spot for her as soon as she comes on board, so she can jump into that as well. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. John Tim.
Thank you. So, Mitchell, what do you do Tuesday afternoon? Because you could probably help me write this report. You did a phenomenal job, man. I'm very proud of you. So, middle school project update. We're all driving by and observing all the work that's being done there. The area on the left, which is area A, it was reported that 50% of the foundation has been poured. So there's progress on that. It doesn't look like anything's going up, but there's a lot of work to be done, being done to set the foundation. I mentioned stairwell 2 prior. We had some complications with stairwell 2, but we're pretty much finishing that up. that area there. Contractors are finishing up stairwell 2, which is this middle stairwell. And contractors will start demoing area C, which is the furthest to the right, the area to the right. This is the area where 7th graders were going to be going to school. So it's nice to know that without them, they can start demoing there and be in that area. So there's some perks to the decisions we made. And the site work, which is outside work, they're in the back and they're almost complete with most of the site work. So that's all I have for this evening.
All right, thank you very much. Next, item 6, consent items. Item A, the minutes from September 6, 22 regular meeting. Item B, CSE meeting minutes from 8/31, 9/1, 9/7, 9/8, 9/9, and 9/12. Item C are the minutes from the CPSE meeting minutes from 8/10, 8/25, and 8/31. Item D is the treasurer's financial report for August 2022. Item E is the disposal request outdated of irreparable equipment. Item F is the disposal request for Jervis High School textbooks and library books. Item G is disposal request for ASK outdated books. Have a motion to bring that to the floor? Moved by Flo,
I'll second.
second by Kiara. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Item 7 is personnel employment items. These items include A, leave of absence, B, resignation, instructional staff position 137 English teacher. Item C is an appointment, vacancy 2421, curriculum coordinators, co-curriculum coordinators, arts teachers, and mentors for the 22-23 school year. Item D is an appointment, support staff, vacancy 2443, position 445, probationary grounds worker. Item E is the appointment of instructional staff, vacancy 2462, position 556, probationary technology teacher. Item F is appointment, instructional staff, vacancy 2468, position to be determined probationary, secondary literacy instructional coach. Item G, appointment, support staff, vacancy 2470, position 525, provisional lead maintenance specialist HVAC. Item H, appointment, support staff, vacancy 2475, position 3772, probationary, school monitor. Item I is appointment, support staff, vacancy 2483, position 413, probationary, school monitor. Item J is appointment, substitute teachers for the 22-23 school year. Item K is a correction to board docs, amendment to personnel agenda item from September 6, 22. Item L is a change in status, support staff, position 526, probationary to permanent status, lead maintenance specialist plumber. May I have a motion to bring that to the floor? Moved by Nan. Second by Mike Cottenberry. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item A are action items. Item A, addendum to letter of services for municipal advisor services, Bernard P. Dunnigan, Inc. Have a motion, please. By Flo. Second.
I'll second.
Second by Kara. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B is appointment, lead evaluator teachers of 22-23 school year, Justin Kara. Anthony Lazaro, David Marr, and Heidi Nylo. Have a motion on that? Annie? Second?
I'll second.
Second by Flo. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C is an appointment of lead evaluator of principals 22-23 school year, Natasha Walkowitz. Have a motion on that, please?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Flo, second by Mike Cockenberry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D is the memorandum of agreement between the PJCSD and the PJ Association of Principals. Have a motion on that? Annie? Second by Bill Harris. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item E is the change order, Aero Steel Window Court, capital project. May I have a motion to bring this to the floor?
So moved.
Moved by Kara, second by Dan. Any questions or comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Flo?
I'm sorry, Board, I have copies for all of you, but hello? Hello? Is it working?
Yeah.
I want everybody to hear me on this one. I have a little statement here for this motion that's going to be coming up. I would like to say a few words in regards to the BS Architects and Engineers change order for the construction of a new elementary school on East Main Street. This particular change order is involving the color of the windows trim from a light bronze to a finished white and will cost an additional $46,201. There is a buffer of $80,000 built into the window line item on that proposal. If we were to use the $46,000 and we would be left with $34,000. Since my first day on the school board in 2004, my concern has always been for the safety of our students and faculty in the middle school, not the color of the trim of our windows. I feel like this item should have been brought to our attention in the beginning of our planning process. This money could be better served in a classroom with additional supplies and equipment, or it could be returned to the project total. This would be another layer of protection from any unforeseen developments that may occur around the corner. This project has many layers and involves a 100-year-old building that may need extra monetary safety nets. I will be voting no for this, but I am only 1 out of 9. And if anybody's been here since 2004 knows, this was one of my babies since to get something done with that middle school because of how that building was. To see the kids going to school, slanted auditorium, that is important to me. And the teachers, teach with extension cords going from one room to the other. That's what's important to me, not window trim. And for $46,000, I think that could be used in some other place. But as I said, this is only me. I blame whoever was in the beginning who didn't bring this to us at the beginning to decide on bronze trim or white trim. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Flo.
I just wanted to add to that discussion, and I do agree with you that we should have been informed of that initially, that if we were to, change from bronze to the white trim, that we would, incur a cost. But I will be voting yes, just because initially I felt that the white trim really stayed with the period, and that building, being the first we see as you come into town, the white trim really stayed with the period. And initially I was a no until I learned that there was an allowance, I believe, allotted specifically for the windows. And so there was those monies, I guess, whether it was like $80,000 or something, it's coming out of that allowance that was allotted specifically toward the windows. My first time going through a capital project, I'm learning, you save money here and other places. And so to me, I think because we haven't given that building attention in so long, that I want to do it right. And I want to, preserve kind of the integrity of the period. and that's why we're giving it a facelift, so it kind of stays true to the time period. So that is why I will be voting yes, and I also am kind of deviating from my previous statement on that subject.
Okay. With that said, all in favor?
Aye.
No.
Opposed?
No.
2 opposed? 6-2, motion carries. Item F is the policy, second and final reading of policy numbers 7560, 1510, 5220, 5250. May I have a motion to bring it to the floor? Moved by Nan, second by Flo. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, our committee reports. DLT, Bill Harris.
No, I just got that far again.
Okay. Nothing for that, okay. Deer Park Liaison, Flo?
Yes, this past Sunday, we had our September 11th service at the Deer Park Town Hall. I want to thank the Port Jervis School District, as everyone else who joined us on that rainy morning. One thing we don't have control of is the weather. We had our school come out, our choir come out. We had representatives from the administration to principals, and I tell you, as I said, as long as I'm here, that memorial will go on. It seems like today you see less and less of the patriotism we had in 2002. But for the kids to be involved in it, to learn, to do what they can do. I mean, DB comes with their little kids with news, and they go to the back room and they talk to the firemen. Must have been 3 hours after we were there. But the intensity of this day, please, no one could ever forget. And I want to thank everybody for joining us that day, because even in the rain, we were wet, but it was there for a reason. We were there for a reason, and we were there to come together. And I, again, thank you to the school for supporting us, because if it wasn't for the school and the other organizations, it would be a Saturday. And I thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Flo. Next, Port Jervis Liaison, Annie?
I want to congratulate the football team for bringing home the bell. It will be nice to see the inside be painted red once again. And the bells are back. The 29th Annual Fall Foliage Festival in historic to 5. There will be live bands, dancers, 150 plus vendors, food from around the world, stunt bike show, the petting zoo, classic cars, and family fun. There is free parking is available during the Fall Foliage Festival in Port Jervis, New York. On September the 25th, we recommend parking at Pike Plaza, 100 Pike Street, near Burger King and Walgreens. The festival is just a short walk over the underpass onto Front Street.
Thank you, Annie. Next, Education Committee. Do we have anything on education? Nothing? Okay. Health and Wellness? Anything on health and wellness? Okay. All right. Policy Committee?
We meet tomorrow.
Meet tomorrow. Okay. Very good. Safety Committee? Anything on safety? Okay. Orange County School Board, Bill?
The Orange County School Board met on September 7th, first meeting that we've had in person since April of 2020. So it was nice seeing everybody at the round table and discussing. We had a lot of packets, a lot to go over. One thing that they asked me to bring back to the community was on Tuesday, October 4th, from 10:30 to 11:30, 10 o'clock to 11:30 a.m., there's going to be a program given virtually called Connecting to Military Families. And this is going to be statewide. We didn't realize, a lot of people don't realize there's a need for these kind of services because a lot of our parents are deployed. And a lot of people have questions as to what are we going to do while mom and or dad are deployed. So the Orange County Veterans Service, the Orange County Youth Bureau, in relations with the New York National Guard Family Programs, will be having this virtual meeting on that date. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this flyer posted onto our website for any of the families that are looking to do this. And we're hoping to get that up by the end of the week. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Next, New York State, Flo, you have anything? Nothing yet. Okay, thank you. All right, next are board member comments. Jason? Nothing? Nan?
Nothing, thank you.
Yanni? No. Bill?
I'd just like to welcome both Bells back.
That's great. Mike? Okay, Flo?
Yes. I do have something. On behalf of the Hudson Valley Honor Flight, Mitchell, this is awesome. What you've done and your class and HBE, Mrs. Conklin, I mean, if it wasn't for you, these children wouldn't be doing what they do. I can't tell you, when you're on a flight and these veterans open these cards, especially they get them from their family, their wives, their kids, but when they open the cards from the kids and they see coloring and they see just drawings and stuff, you can see the tear in their eyes because it comes down because of the love that goes in it and what they get. And I can't wait to bring this Sunday. I'll probably bring it Thursday night. We have a meet and greet, and not a meet and greet. That's when the guardians get told what they have to do one way or another. But I want to thank you. I mean, to think about this for our veterans, and we can't forget them. We have to put them in our hearts, and I can't thank you enough for what you did, and thank you. Great to be here.
Thank you, Flo. Kara, you have anything? No? All right. Dates to remember? A second. Wednesday, September 21st, Port Jervis Middle School open house, grades 7 and 8, 6 p.m. at the Port Jervis High School. Thursday, September 22nd, Port Jervis High School open house, grades 9 through 12, 6 p.m. at the Port Jervis High School. Friday, September 23rd, ASK School Pictures during the school day at ASK. Friday, September 23rd, HBE Family Fun Night, Fall Carnival, from 5 to 7 p.m. at HBE. For Friday, September 26th through the 30th, Port Jervis High School Spirit Week and Pep Rally during the school day at Port Jervis High School. Tuesday, September 27th, HBE Open House, grades 1 through 3, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at HBE. Wednesday, September 28th, at HBE Open House, grades 4 through 6, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at HBE. Thursday, September 28th, HBE 6th grade parent meeting, 6:30 p.m. at HBE. Thursday, September 29th, HBE PTA meeting, 6 p.m. at HBE. Friday, September 30th is homecoming varsity football game versus Liberty, 7 p.m. at Glenn Field. Friday, September 30th through October 7th, HBE Book Fair during the school day at HBE Library. Tuesday, October 4th, early dismissal. Students dismissed 15 minutes early. Also, a Board of Education, that's all schools, excuse me. Board of Education meeting, 7 p.m., Port Jervis High School cafeteria. And after the meeting, the board will be meeting for professional development. And at this time, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
I'll move it.
Moved by Phil Harris. Second by Mike Hockenberry. 7:36. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody. Good night.